Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. He's a licensed psychologist as well as an author and the author of the book, The Zero Method. No other than Dr. Richard Oelberger.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
welcome to Book 101, Dr. Richard. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Thank you, Daniel. Yes, I'm a psychologist. I'm a coach. I'm a men's group facilitator. I'm a dad. I'm an athlete. And I am an author. And I'm here to talk about my book, The Zero Method, as part of my higher purpose of helping men take a deeper look behind the mask, get deeper in connection to themselves to figure out more of what they want out of life.
Dr. Richard Oelberger, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So today let's talk about your debut book, The Zero Method. The title is intriguing. What does zero represent in your methodology? Is it a state of emptiness, potential, or something else entirely?
It's a great question, Daniel. It's a little bit of both, has a double meaning. Um, it has to do with a nickname I received when working in a place in Los Angeles called Skid Row, which is homeless people, people are kind of down on their luck, people struggling. So Dr. Zero is kind of the character that I played in going down there to work. So it's a little bit less glamorous than a lot of other places in Los Angeles. It's kind of about confronting the ego and being willing to go to whatever depths it takes to reach and help somebody else. The zero method is about zero being the highest level, going from four down to one, and one being the most connected to yourself, your purpose, and your mission, and why you're here in this world. But in order to get there, we've got to kind of remove some of the layers, some of the things we've taught and picked up along the way, some of the ideas that might be distracting us.
Dr. Richards, how does the concept of awakening the hero within differ from standard self help advice about confidence or achievement?
That's a great question, Daniel. I think most of us are looking for someone else to inspire us, something, some tips, some tools, some guru. And the idea behind this being that the hero, the one who needs to unlock our true potential, exists within us. In fact, they're already there. And a lot of the secrets to the passion or the pursuit that we might be looking for lie within our past and on our journey. And we just need to kind of get clearer on that vision. And so removing some of the cobwebs.
Removing some of the cobwebs. I like that. Dr. Richard,
Little
truly,
Spider-Man,
truly,
little
yes.
Spider-Man reference since we went to Superman.
Truly, truly empowering. Why do we need, oh yes, why we need a method to connect with our own inner hero? What is the barrier that this process help us overcome?
Thank you. We need a method because since we're born, depending where we're from, the culture we're from, the place in the world, like you mentioned, being from New York, coming from a certain family, a certain block, a certain upbringing, we have stories that we carry with us. Sometimes they're the stories of our parents, sometimes the previous generation, sometimes there's some stories of the culture. I grew up in New York. Everyone on my block was a stockbroker. I thought that's the meaning of purpose based on my block, one area in the world. So we need a method, we need practices, we need tools to look inside and to do so continually, to be able to ask ourselves, am I moving towards purpose? Am I moving in a life of meaning, of connection, of growth? Or am I being driven by something else that's automatic? And it's not that one is bad or good, but they might create a different sense of identity for us. So the question is, what identity do we want to have? And do we want to make a change to live differently than we've been living?
Empowering answer. Dr. Richard, truly, truly empowering indeed. And very well said. What is the modern villain or challenge that the zero method is designed to combat? Is it internal or external?
Mm. Daniel, I think you can't have one without the other. I think the world that we're in is moving faster. You and I, even being here right now, connecting across the world, across the internet, is an evidence of like the power and the capability we have to do so many amazing things. It also means that information is coming at us in such a bombardment, and it's so fast that it's stressful. And if we don't know how to handle it, if we don't know how to process it, it can trigger what's going on inside of us. And so we're in this state of mind that we're triggered. We're not clear. We don't have a vision. We don't know where to go. So I think that it's an internal process to separate yourself from your patterns, from your beliefs, from the stories, and even to look within yourself. What ways does my body get triggered or react in certain situations? Where am I getting more into stress, anger? Where am I giving away my power, maybe to anxiety, depression, some of the things that many of us go through quite in increasing numbers?
Increasing numbers, indeed. And how does the noise of a modern life, the constant distractions, opinions, and expectations keep us disconnected from these heroic versions of ourselves?
The more noise there is, the more information, it kind of pulls us out. We get further from ourselves. We start to follow pieces of information, maybe that aren't our own. Their ways of maybe fitting in, going along with the flow, not wanting to rock the boat or make change. And those things may work for us for a while. It may get us approval, recognition, ego, a little bit of status. But inside, there's often a disconnection where we know we are not living to our potential. Know we're not giving ourselves the full opportunity to feel good. And
You
that's where
talk about, yes, Dr. Richard, you talk about awakening the hero. What is the sleeping state that most people are living in according to your framework?
Hmm. I think the sleeping state is walking around kind of on autopilot, maybe staying comfortable in the job or some relationship, not really putting effort in, not trying to change, not growing, um, maybe picking up some habits that are not so good for you, uh, just kind of living mindlessly or unconsciously. So it's kind of like maybe feeding the body, feeding the five senses, pleasure, but to the extent that other things are being ignored, or you're sacrificing your body so that it's very hard to enjoy and feel healthy. So in some way, it's compromising our true power.
Compromising indeed on the process and the method. Can you walk us through the fundamental first step of the zero method? What does someone actually do to begin?
The first step is to start to understand that you're unconscious. I think to begin to look deeper inside yourself, to begin to separate, where am I getting pulled out? Where is the noise? Where am I living automatically? Where would I like to grow? Where's one area I could begin to change? So, um, trying to get in touch with what's motivating you. What do you really want? If where you're at is not fully helping you, if you could steer the ship. So the first step along the journey, stopping is the first step. The minute you pause, the minute you step back and ask yourself, what about my life do I want to change? That's the first step on the journey. Because if we just keep moving and keep doing and don't even question it, there's zero chance we even see the opportunities or the messengers or the possibilities, to use Superman as a metaphor, to go and save the day. We're not even looking.
Definitely. And how does your method help someone silence their inner critic or ego to assess a deeper, more courageous part of themselves?
Hmm. The first step I found in being a psychologist is that most people are very distant from their body. They're not in touch with how they hold emotions, tension. So, by learning how to scan your body, how to get in touch with your body, learning how to care for yourself in a deeper way that slows down your mind, whether it be meditation, connection to nature, connection to appreciating others, these tools create the pathway for a deeper way of experiencing life. And when you're in that kind of full experience, you see things differently.
Definitely. And Dr. Richard, does confronting and integrating one's past or shadow self play a role in awakening this inner hero?
Absolutely. Most of us are trying to run from the past or the shadow. We're not even aware that the shadow exists or what it means. We may believe that's not me. I'm never angry. I'm never mean. So embracing the shadow, embracing the parts of us that aren't evolved or that are carrying pain from the past, it's important because it's part of self-love. It is part of integration. There is no self without incorporating the shadow and loving the shadow side. In fact, that may be the path to becoming your own hero, is understanding why the shadow's there and what it's trying to show you. Maybe you do need to express more. Maybe you do need to release some of that pain, but in a healthy way. Maybe your intuition can help connect you to others who are hiding from the same kind of pain you are. So when we keep things locked away or stored or pretend they're not there, it just really grows. It doesn't go away. So, we say what you resist persists.
Dr. Richard, on application and audience, who did you write this book for? Is it for someone at a rock bottom moment or for everyone feeling a sense of stagnation or quiet desperation?
This is kind of a twofold answer, Daniel. First of all, this book was for my father, a dedication to him, who passed in 2019, and who inspired me in a lot of ways, not because he was very educated, but in terms of the way he carried himself and the way he cared for others and the way he opened up our home to caring for anyone that came over. He would sit with them. So there's that. But really, I think the book is for me and for anyone like me that may be going along and may not even realize that they're living a certain way. They're living to be responsible. They're living to follow certain milestones in life, and they're not stopping to even check in and figure out how to fulfill themselves, how to make themselves happy, how to make a difference in the world. So, how to ask bigger questions. So, yeah, this book is for all high performers, all men. But really, I think it's something I wish I had earlier on.
Definitely. And Mr. Richard, as an author, what are your short term and long term goals?
Well, I hope there's another book coming up, Daniel. I did work for the last 6 months at a maximum security prison and learned a lot about hope, meaning, and freedom from inside the bars. So I hope there's another book coming out. Also hope to continue a podcast of my own and leading men's groups and men's retreats to help them go through their own transformative journeys in a short period of time and make differences in their life.
Looking forward for that book. Dr. Richard, and please do come over on Abstract Essay and Book 101 Review and let's talk about it. And good luck and looking forward for more success.
Thank you.
Can you please give a simple advice for those people out there want to be like you?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, I don't want you to become more like me. I want you to become more like you. I think be open to what your heart is telling you, what calls to you, what speaks to you, what makes you curious, what lights you up, and follow it and trust that there'll be a way to integrate that into a way to pay the bills and be responsible. And you can have it all. We don't have to be limited and shut down those parts of us that are dreamers and that want to make a difference in the world. So, and take care of yourself. You're here for a long time. You need your love more than anyone else.
Definitely. Yes. Thank you for that advice, Dr. Richard. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, a non-psychology book that I read, I think, is The Road Less Traveled. That's an absolutely wonderful book about following your path, the people you meet along the way, being inspired by nature. So it's a little bit of an American coming of age story, but it's certainly beautiful writing and very descriptive. As far as a psychology book, I've got a whole bookshelf of them, but I think a really good one to start with is The Obstacle is the Way. So a lot of books by Ryan Holiday is a whole series about learning how to confront wherever we are in life, whatever challenge, and to see that as a pathway forward rather than as an obstacle.
Yes, all the books of Ryan Holiday is highly recommended, people. And thank you for that recommended books, Dr. Richard. And what was your own hero's journey that led you to develop the zero method? Was there a catalyst or a moment of discovery?
Yes, thank you. It's a great question. You know, Daniel, I think things were going pretty comfortable for me at one point. I got a job that had some high profile status and my name on my shirt and was in the news and was getting a little bit comfortable and big in my ego. And there was a moment when things happened out of my control and not to my liking, where I was sent to work, like I mentioned earlier, on Skid Row. And I think having to do the uncomfortable thing, not having control or power, um, it really left me feeling very vulnerable and left me open to figuring out how was I going to improve myself? How was I going to give myself the pathway that I wanted to create? And how was I going to keep myself healthy and happy even in a place that was very uncomfortable? So um yeah, that is the journey from that and going in there and then transforming afterwards, discovering that my passion is to work with people, to work with athletes, to create a podcast. So to follow these kind of messages along the way, to pursue what really excited me, and that wound up resulting in me starting the Richard Listens podcast. So it was a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing indeed. And how did writing this book transform your own understanding of what it means to be a hero in your own life?
I think even though I knew a lot of these things, Daniel, I was always looking for something outside of me to make things better. Maybe a certain amount of money. Um, I was looking for that something external to change, for there to be happiness, for a certain position, a certain status. And so I think writing this book, first of all, helped me really appreciate all the gifts I already had inside of me and all the blessings that and opportunities that had already been given to me just by coming from the house that I came from, having the parents I did, the place that I did, and looking at all those gifts that can come just from helping others and being there to serve. So it opened me up. It also showed me how much I was learning in taking on my own journey of discovery and authenticity and getting closer to my passions and purpose. And awoke kind of a bigger journey in life that my mission is to help others ask these questions and get closer to who they really are.
Dr. Richard, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in 5th season, abstract poetry in 2nd season, and my book 101 review in 5th season too. Comedy 101 in 2nd season, and my food 101 in 5th season as well. Geography 101 in 4th season, and my baby podcast, Law 101, and Mental Health 101. Love letters in 3rd season, and movie 101 review, music 101 in 4th season, and science 101 and sex 101 in its 1st season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Dr. Richards, if a reader could take only one thing away from this book, one fundamental truth, what would you want that to be?
The truth is, the gifts are within you, but they have to be uncovered. And we can't do it on our own. It requires taking a journey. It requires feedback. It requires partners and accountability. No matter how clearly you think you know yourself, only when we get vulnerable and we get willing to get closer to seeing ourselves from outside can you fully become the hero you're meant to be.
Dr. Richard Oelberger, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your projects that you're doing right now, and for sure, your debut book?
Yes, please take a look at richardlistens.com. Sign up for my course, The Zero Method. It's also on the site. And pick up a copy of the Zero Method book on Amazon or on the website as well. I look forward to having you in a one-on-one session or in my course.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. or Dr. Richard Oelberger, because if you support him, for sure, more and more empowering episodes of the podcast, more and more empowering books to come for sure, and more empowering advocacy to come. So, Dr. Richard, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Daniel.
More to come, people. See you soon.